Well, welcome to another episode of Backstory with Dr. B. I am Dr. B. I'm doing a test run on sketching some family photos. I just got back from California and got some old pictures of family, and this is a picture of my dad working out at, I believe it was Willie's gym in Antioch, California, back in the 1980s. He did some serious bodybuilding, for an old guy, for quite a few years. And I'm sort of doing this in an homage to him in a little bit. I'm not a very good artist by any stretch of the imaginations. I certainly can't do faces well. So I'm going to sketch whatever catches my eye. And in this particular case, I will not sketch his calves because he had weak legs and my legs are much better. However, I was voted least likely guy to outbench my dad in chiropractic college in the 1980s. So anyway, I am a chiropractor because of basically bodybuilding and comic books. I drew them. I drew them for many years, and I took anatomy and physiology just to be able to figure out what the names of all the body parts were. I wanted to know. I knew the deltoids. That's too small. Anyways, first one. I'm getting back in scale. For some reason, his arms strike me as larger. Deltoid peak comes into here at the insertion on the deltoid tuberosity of the humerus. Yeah, a little bit of that there. And so he was like, I think he was 39 when he got a little clay weight set. little BS weight set from Sears or something like that with purple weights that had cement in them. Real junky stuff. But you know what? He was getting a gut. He weighed 140 pounds soaking wet. And he started lifting weights. He liked the way it made him feel. So then he joined the gym. And he started hanging out at the gym. And man, he became a complete gym rat, that guy. He would get home at like 3. He would get home at like 3 in the afternoon. He was working as a bread truck driver. And changed and off to the gym. And then he'd get back like 7 o'clock or something like that at night. And my sister and I, we've already, had our evening. And so we went to bed. I mean, a lot of times I had to study. Wow, it's harder to draw while you're talking than I thought it would be. And again, I'm not too worried about anatomical accuracy. I can do what I got to do that way. Mostly it's just to sort of reconnect. Pardon me. A little bit. It's still pretty fresh, Why is this deltoid not big enough? Is this deltoid not that big? Got the t-shirt going on here. He was ripped, though. He got super lean, I'll have to say. At the gym, he was always the old guy. Because he had an old guy attitude. He was an old grumpy guy when he was 30. I've never drawn his face before, and I have no intention of making this anything other than how it just kind of comes out. I haven't drawn a face in years. I'm getting those wrinkles. Those are false teeth, by the way. Just so you know. Anyway, so he pretty much lived at the gym, and from 40, I'm exaggerating the nose a little bit. He had a pretty busted up nose. I think he got hit in the face with a baseball bat on several occasions when he was a kid. And smashed his nose in pretty good. Not a lot of medical care. I don't think she ever even took him to the doctor. My grandmother, Myrtle, I don't think she ever took him to the doctor for it. This is also the look he would get when he was pissed. And he was pissed quite a bit. He had a good sense of humor too, but he was not a intrinsically jovial fella. He was a lot of work. He always knew how he felt because he made sure you knew exactly how he felt. Got the trap coming up here. So anyway, so I would draw comic books, muscle guys in comic books and stuff like that. Here and then here. I guess he had a little bit longer of a bicep, and then he had a second arm over here. Not that we're going to be able to really tell the difference because you can't see the other hand so well, especially the way I'm drawing it. So I think these were taken when he was preparing for a bodybuilding contest. This gym had a lot of competitors, and so he's laying on a bench doing this work. So he's supine. He's got his weight belt on. Oh, we all had that. It wasn't cool if your weight belt was all super new and fresh and pale tan. It had to be all fungi and nasty looking, because that way everybody knew you wore it all the time because you were serious. Did I mention he took steroids while he was doing this? It didn't help his naturally aggressive personality much. But boy, he taught you the lessons you needed to know in life, eh? Anyway, that ear. Where's that ear doing down there? It's way off of center. Hairline. It's weird to think of my dad here in the 1980s. He was born in 40, so my dad is way younger than me right now. I mean, I'm like 60. So yeah, I don't know what the heck kind of haircut that's supposed to be. I'm not sure what's going on there. Is it going to the left? I guess it's going to the left. So yeah, then there's the bench down below. And what do we got going on over here? Legs up in the air, because there's just how many ways can you do curls? I mean, heavens forbid, you let your muscles adapt to whatever it is you're doing. So you gotta constantly change the stimulus. Propaganda of the current regime and the government certainly knows that. They're always giving you something new. God knows my Google feed shows me some weird stuff. It's fun when you go to California. When I went to California for this event of getting his stuff, he's laying on his back. He's got his feet up against the rack. The cable goes up to a pulley that's attached to a bunch of weights, and he's doing supine curls, which is actually pretty good. Like if you got a bad back, and you're laying down, so you're not weighting your lower back or anything like that. It's actually kind of a decent move, Anyway, so that's why I got into chiropractic, because I took anatomy and physiology to learn the names of the muscles better. Or, I'm into the basics. I wanted all of them, brachioradialis. You didn't pick that up, at the bodybuilding scene. Bicep, tricep, deltoid. Yeah. Easy peasy. Forearms, flexors and extensors. But, you didn't get all that. So once I took that, I realized, oh my God, I'm really good at this. I mean, I was great at memorizing it. I'm great at memorizing all the stuff. I was choking physics. I was choking calculus. My friend Randy was doing great and all that stuff. And I'm like, you really do need math to be an engineer, right? And he's like, yes, actually, you really do need that. And I'm like, shoot. So when I took anatomy and I found something I was good at, I'm like, all right, well, I didn't think I could handle medicine because of the chemistry involved. So I decided to not do art. I wanted to do art, but his rib cage actually always protruded a bit more than that. Anyway, so, I didn't figure medicine was in line for me. And plus it was like 12 years, and it's like I could get in the field in chiropractic in a relatively short period of time. So I consciously set aside art, which is, as you probably noticed, probably a damn good idea. But it's fun for, see, this goes down to here, but that's not quite right. I'm going ad-lib a little bit. You know, it was probably best I didn't do it. I didn't have the emotional connection, and the only reason I'm doing this is to sort of reestablish that emotional connection with him. So, you know, when you're looking at something, you know, I'm happy with the oversized Popeye forearm, you know, I'm not really happy with the bicep look. Rather long. I've never really thought about the shape of my dad's muscles before because, you know, he was just him and I didn't analyze it. But if you're looking at it from an anatomical perspective, you don't have a real sharp deltoid contraction, but you're pulling, not pushing or abducting. So here to here, and then straight in from the posterior deltoid. Not really a huge tricep bulge. Yeah, a little weak on the tricep there, Dad. Yeah, too much time on the curls. Everybody likes the big guns. Yeah, you won a contest. I was voted least likely guy to ever outbench my dad in chiropractic college, and it's quite true. He benched 305, and I think I did at my best 295. I probably could have. I was bigger. I'm slightly larger than him, so I could have probably done 305 at some point, but I just didn't. I wasn't into that. I was too busy with school. Yeah, pretty good lateral epicondyle and brachioradialis insertion here. That's not bad. You got a little bit of that going on there. Yeah, that's a little better. It's kind of like the caves of Lascaux, or however you say that. You know, it's like arm on top of arm, antelope on top of antelope. Well, that's not at all what he looks like. It's only an approximation, but it's an interesting and has an interesting effect. Well, that's it for today. I may do a few more of these. Again, not looking for artistic accuracy, but mostly visually remembering. You know, because I haven't seen him like this in a long time. And at that time of life, you're not really. I'm in my 20s at this time. I'm not really paying attention. You miss things when that happens. Well, have a good night. I'll talk to you later.